Sorry. Sorry. When I was coming upstairs, I was like, my lips felt a little trappishy, you know? So I was coming up the stairs and I didn't want to go back down like midway, you know? So I said, I'm going to just continue on my course. And on my course, I started giving him a good rub, and it just continued until I got in front of the camera. You guys, I sound a little out of breath. And I work out constantly. I do. I work out regularly, like 5 times a week. It's just the temperatures are rising where I live, and I don't know. I honestly, I don't know what it is. It's nothing, but that flight of stairs. Ooh, you know. And I could grab my water and like get me a little something, but I really, I really don't like really eating and drinking and stuff like that in front of people, and I hate watching people like eat and drink and stuff. I hate one of the things that I actually really don't like is watching old people eat. Oh my gosh, it like I'll end up not eating my food. Like I remember story time. This is so off course. I haven't even introduced myself. But anyway, stay for the story, okay? So one time, where was that? I think me and my dad. I don't know. I don't know. We were probably coming off a job because my dad's a contractor. He did architect and stuff like that. So we were probably coming off of a job, and I think we went to like IHOP or Denny's, one of those, you know. And so we go there. It was like a Saturday or Sunday, a day where like a lot of old people like to go, you know. And I remember us going there, and y'all, before there, I was young. I was younger too. I was. I could have. Obviously, I wasn't starving because I wasn't in a third world country, but I would have thought I was. You know, I didn't know no better back then. I felt like I was starving. We got into that restaurant. There's all these elderly people. They were grubbing, right? And I was at first, you know, I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm about to be like y'all. So we sit down, and then my dad always likes to sit the way that's like facing everything in case something happens. You know, he can get up and go. So like I'm facing the way of like the way we're sitting. He's facing this way to sit everywhere to see everything. I don't know if it was like left or right or whatever. And then I'm facing this way, you know, so I could also see stuff. And I'm like seeing the people. That was just a horrible place I must have sat that day when I was younger, because from that day on it grossed me out of watching old people eat. And then from there I just really don't get me wrong, okay, we can go out to dinner, right? However, if you have bad table manners, or you're kind of sloppy when you eat, or you eat like you talk and you eat, or like like you're eating and maybe like with the same hand that you're eating with, you grab something, and like now there's like food maybe particles on um your cup, all that stuff. Like I'm just all the whole time, all that. I'm just like, yeah, we'll never go out to dinner again. Anyways, anyways. So I said all that to say, that's the reason I'm not gonna drink in front of you guys. Anyways, so guys, yay! It is June. I'm excited. I'm excited. You guys, I have some things going on for June just for myself. I'm pretty sure you're gonna see it, which is why I'm excited. But man, I'm so excited for June. I'm so excited for this. I've been excited for this year all the time, but you know, I was watching what is it, Jerry Savelle, and he was saying last November the Lord gave him a word for this year, saying this is the year of the maximum. This is the year of the highest level attainable. And I was like, and then he did another sermon going into like, okay, don't just be walking around saying that. Like, yeah, say it and believe it, but have corresponding actions. If you believe this is the year maximum, this is the year of the highest level attainable for you, then make sure that you're acting, make sure that you're working, make sure you're putting in those corresponding actions to the vision, the direction that you believe the Lord has given you. And while you do what you can do, all that you have been instructed to do, not more, not less, then the Lord's going to carry the rest. And that is how you're going to have your, year of the maximum. And so baby's excited. I'm baby. So June, guys, I just wanted to connect and reflect over some things that I feel were, breakthroughs for me in May, and then things that I believe that the Lord brought to my attention, I'm currently working on, and some things that I've mastered. So, all right, things that I feel like I'm growing in and have been brought to my attention is, one, setting your day. That is one thing that I'm like, okay, this is very important to do. I love waking up, setting my day, setting my intention, connecting with the Lord first. I'm glad that that's one habit that I'm starting, that like the Lord and I are implementing. Understanding where I currently am and understanding where I currently am physically and understanding where I currently am mentally. And then also adding on, also being aware of where I want to be and what it's going to take to get there. Because I think it's not enough to just know like, oh yeah, this is where I'm at and this is even how I'm thinking. You also need to know like, okay, where you are at, how you are thinking, but where you want to go, and then what's necessary to get there. Because like if you know where you're at, but then you don't know where you want to get, lost cause, If you know where you're at, but you don't understand the way that you're thinking, if that is either helping you or hurting you, lost cause, right? If you don't know where you're at, but you know where you want to get, so it's like when you kind of have all those in place, knowing where you're at, knowing how you're thinking, knowing where you want to go, and knowing what would be required to get there, baby, that's starting up the engine. Start it up, because we're on there, and even like if you know where you're going and you know where you're at, but you don't know what's required to get there, you're at a lost cause too. So all those 4 things in play, I realized you kind of have to look at all those. One thing that I also feel like I've grown in is understanding how I'm feeling and being aware of how I'm feeling, because it is actually possible to wake up mad. It's actually possible to wake up bothered, and that's okay. But understanding it and being aware of it, I think that's what is going to allow you to be the master of your day, to be in control of your day. Because yeah, I know that I woke up mad, but that's no one else's responsibility. That's no one else's business. That should be no one else's burden that they should have to take or carry because I woke up mad. Like I need to reset my day or set my intentions, know who I am, figure out why I am feeling this way, push that out, so that I could be the operating machine that I am. You're not a machine. Just so I could be operating and productive and, flow. What was another? Not internalizing other people's feelings or frustrations and not allowing that to direct my day. So that one is a big one for me, and I'm glad that the Lord helped me and is helping me through that, because I feel I am myself. I'm just very sensitive to the feelings of others. I believe that I could really pick up on the mood or I'm empathetic. And so if I do also really care about you and you're not feeling well, I really try to make it my business to bring a smile upon your face. But that could be hurtful and it could be helpful dealing with certain peoples. And I feel as though the Lord has given me discernment to know like which people actually need that kind of treatment, and then which people don't need that kind of treatment, might be taking advantage of that kind of treatment, need to learn how to pick themselves up again. And then, just kind of how to move. So for me, I'm glad that the Lord is showing me and like helping me grow through first setting your day, understanding how you're feeling, where you're operating from, and then being able to go out into the world and see how other people are feeling and how other people are operating from, or how other people are responding to certain things, which could tell me like where they're at with their character or personality or whatever, and be okay and be fine with, oh, okay, that's them, that's not me. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not bad or nothing like that. That's just them. They need to work on this, that, or the other. They need to fix this, that, or the other. They need to love this, that. But that wasn't me. And then also sometimes where it's like, okay, yo, I woke up in a bad mood. I woke up with a bad attitude. I need to make sure that I'm not reflecting negativity or projecting my own feelings on someone. I need to make sure that when I'm responding and not reacting because I don't, maybe feel positive. So I love that. Another thing that I feel like I am growing in is identifying my tests. Baby, okay, normally it had been like lap 1, lap 2, lap 3, lap 4. Y'all, halfway through the lap, the Lord's like, and I'm just like, like literally halfway through the lap, yo. And so I'm so excited because like there have been things like this year, and we're not even done with this year, halfway through this year, but stuff have been happening, and I'm like, yo, this is like maybe a different person, but I've been through this before. Like, and then, one thing, I did a video on this, identifying the test, but one thing that has helped me identify my test, if I ever say like in frustration or while talking to somebody or even talking to the Lord, like why does this always happen? That's a test. It's like, that's the thing. It's not supposed to be always happening. It's supposed to happen one time. You step back, observe what had happened, what you needed to learn from it. Maybe were you the instigator or were you the problem? And then next time when this comes around, we know better, so we're gonna do better. But we don't know anything because we're not being aware, we're not learning, we're not trying to see if we are the problem or if we are the solution. So it just keeps happening. But that was one thing. I was so excited because like I think in the video I was stating one way for us to be able to identify if we are in the test is if the situation keeps happening again. If it keeps happening again, obviously it's a test or there's a character issue in you that you need to address, which is possibly a test. So, but yeah, that one I'm so pleased with. And then preparing for greatness. Understanding that where I'm at, like in this season of work, we're preparing for greatness. So don't get tired, like don't get lazy. Don't continue to give your best effort. Continue to do your best to continue to show up for yourself, even if it's just by yourself, because what you're working for is greatness that you know of and no one else can see right now, but soon the Lord is going to present you to the world, and that's what you want. Like, you want to work in silence, work in the dark, because when you do shine, if there was no chair here and I could slide down the wall, I would. And then the last thing that I put, sorry, my book closed when I did that theatrics. You guys, if I had a studio, I would give you guys little movies, like a full-on production. Okay, stop it, Jesus. That could be an idea. And then your intentions and your motives. Be like just having the right intentions, understanding your heart condition. Thank you, Lord. Because I did a video of this, understanding your heart's intentions, understanding your heart condition, understanding where you're operating from, knowing that, the seeds, what you do is a seed. And that is being planted, whether in, if that's, and don't look at it as just like, oh, seed sowing as in tithing. Your life is a tithe. You know, the way you live your life is a tithe. I believe you could believe whatever you want, you know, but I believe the way you live your life is a tithing. So you being friendly, that's a seed being sown. You being nice is a seed being sown. You being compassionate is a seed being sown. You being a giver is a seed being sown. Being thoughtful, you know, and so the heart condition comes from you understanding how you're moving and operating with people. Like, if you're not genuine about a certain someone or something or certain or situation, don't involve yourself in it, because you're sowing uncertainty. Thank you, Lord. I was going to say unsurety. You're sowing uncertainty, you know? If you aren't happy with yourself and you aren't pleased with yourself, don't complain about it. Figure out what you need to do to see the results that you want, and then do it, because then you're sowing intentionality, you know? So understanding where you're operating from with yourself and with others and with things, because everything is energy. Everything is everything is a seed, and you're sowing once you do something. So do something in your right mind, do something intentionally, do something knowing that it's going to come back to you some way in the same manner, you know? So like, that was very helpful for me, because not like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like this perfect person. I probably had some bad intentions this month, but there's a situation I could recall when and I did a video about this. I was talking with somebody, and they were complaining about how they didn't like receiving a certain kind of like reaction from an individual. However, they actually, when someone was asking them something kind of like along like the same lines, they would deliver they would, yeah, like they would deliver their delivery, I guess, with that same kind of um, attitude. They would deliver, you know, they would respond, thank you, Lord, or react with that same kind of attitude that they were saying they were frustrated about from someone else. So it was like, okay, you're actually getting back what you're giving. You're just not aware what you're giving. So you're not aware what you're giving, but you're aware what you're receiving, and you don't like what you're receiving. So now you're thinking something's wrong with them, when really it starts with you. If you're aware of your heart condition, if you're aware of how you're operating, what your intentions are, what your motives are, then you're going to be aware how you're delivering, how you're responding. And then whether that person is good, bad, or indifferent, whatever, that doesn't matter, because you're only responsible for how you respond. And then I believe that the Lord is going to make sure that if you're aware and you're being responsible for how you're responding, He's going to make other people respond to you well. And if they don't, I mean, no sweat off your back, because He's going to deal with them, you know? Because what goes around comes around. That's going to be their bad day, not yours, you know? So that was another thing that was just like, make sure you don't have a bad attitude, you know? And even if someone, what word was it? I was going to say something. I can't think of it. Anyway, but anyway, I cracked myself up, you guys. I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. I was like, even if someone is giving you reason to have a bad attitude or to complain, you know, like, yo, you have set your day. Don't internalize their frustration. Don't internalize, you know, whatever's going on with them. You just pull yourself back in, pull yourself back together, go about your business, you know? But those are my May reflections. I'm excited for June, you guys. I'm really, really excited for June. I can't wait to come back like July 1st and tell you all the good stuff that's happened. But yeah, we're going to take it one day at a time. Grow, learn, advance, elevate. Is that elevate? Elevate? Evolve. Evolve. Thank you, Lord. You know what I meant. But I love you guys. Bye.